Welcome to What Ha Happened, the podcast where we talk about our latest chismes,
or gossip with you non-Spanish speaking folks,
crazy travel stories, hood memoirs, and food and wine.
This is an adult podcast,
so some of our topics may make our listeners a wee bit uncomfortable.
Listener discretion is advised.
And if you're of legal drinking age,
grab a glass of wine
or a beverage of your choice and enjoy the show.
Oh, how are you? I mean, I know you had a COVID scare, so you got over that.
Oh,
okay?
yeah, I did. I was sick this weekend, and
it wasn't COVID.
Weekend.
It was just like you got like a flu,
I guess. Like a 2-day flu. I went to rehearsal on Tuesday, and someone had the sniffles, and then coincidentally, I got the sniffles the next day. So I was just like, I'm just gonna stay at home, not do anything. But then the following day, I was just like, holy fuck.
What's crazy is that everybody that got like my sister had the same experience. My little sister, she has COVID right now, and she said everybody was like got the sniffles, but then they felt fine, and then like a day or 2 days later, they were just wrecked and stopped coming into work. And then they tested, like the day they got the sniffles, they tested for COVID, came back negative. And then when they were really sick, that's when they tested positive. But it was too late. They had already infected everybody they were working with. And so
that's why I didn't go anywhere. And this is what
Smart.
I was trying to fucking tell the girl who showed up to rehearsals with sniffles. And I'm like, girl, just stay at home. You don't need to be here. Like she's the assistant, but maybe I should close my door and window because all the noise. Do you hear any noise or no?
No, I don't hear any noise.
Okay, perfect.
So it's sounding good. It's sounding good to me. I don't know. Maybe I'll hear it later. I was like, what are those dogs and airplanes and fire trucks and what's that club really outside your window?
Oh my God, dude. Last night, once again, there was another shooting. I swear to you, like all the shootings, and they happened right here in the corner. Like
you should set up a little camera.
I really like yesterday. I was
to
like,
catch a shooter
for reals, because they literally I literally live in a corner in Hollywood, and I am like, and just constantly. Dude, I saw the guys I heard the shot. It was only one shot this time. Last time, it was like several shots.
That's all you need, really.
Yeah.
If you get the shot once, that's all you need, right? That guy was confident. This is gross, but that guy whoever shot was confident. It's like, boom, that's it. One bullet.
Well, I kind of like isolated myself this whole week anyway, just so that I don't, so I've been just home chilling, bro. I was like just playing video games, which I never have time to do. So I was actually like playing a game that my son suggested to me. So that's what I've been doing. And I was up until like 5 a.m. just playing this video game,
good.
And so, come 3 o'clock, I hear another gunshot and I was like, here we go again. So I come out into my balcony, but I'm trying, like, I have all the lights off and shit because I don't want them to see me either. Like, you know what I mean?
Like, hey, somebody's spying on us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a fun Saturday or Sunday morning, I guess you would say that. Or no, this is last night. Actually, this is this morning because today's Monday.
Mm-hmm.
It's a holiday.
Today is Monday all day.
Yeah, and so it would happen at 3 o'clock this morning. So
wow.
Yeah. And so I was just like, should I call the police? But then when I went outside, I saw these guys yelling at each other. No, they were yelling at each other, and then some dudes ran, and like there was a car parked in the corner, and I was just like, oh my God. And like, but I don't think anybody got shot, like, because nobody was crying or yelling or anything.
Maybe somebody shot in the air and just to scare people. Which is bad too, because whatever goes up comes down, right? So
yes.
Yeah.
To a random person. I'd rather
to some random exactly.
I'd rather them shoot.
I'd rather you shoot who you want, your intended.
Yeah,
your intended
exactly.
Victim.
Those stray bullets, oh bro. They're yeah.
That rando doesn't deserve it.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
know.
We don't deserve those rando bullets, okay?
Well, what's going on? What are we going to talk about today? Hi, everybody. This
Hi,
is Richmo,
and this is Lala, and
and
this is
this is what happened of
another episode of What Happened. Punto com.
and
Punto
punto
com.
com
I
and
just always
what
like the way they
happened
say that. Yeah,
punto
so that's
com.
what had happened. So I've been just keeping staying at home because I didn't like I had to call Richmo because I was like, well, I don't know anybody that has a car. And I didn't
I'm shaking my head.
like literally none of my friends have cars. Like they all ride bicycles.
Well,
But
that's three people in like three people I know that my two of my sisters have had COVID. Well, one's a nurse, so she had COVID. The other one works in
yeah.
a
And
school,
that's
so she
why I
had
was
COVID.
this is why I was
And
really
now, oh,
concerned because the girl works at USC Medical Center,
oh no.
in Boyle Heights. So I was like, girl, stay at home. You don't need to come. You need to like, we can
Yeah,
record
you don't need
shit.
to give us COVID. You don't
Yeah,
need to
like
give us. You don't need
although
to
and she
bring
had said
that.
that she had it the week before, but now she just had a cold. And so I was like, wait, but still, I want a cold? No. Like, luckily I'm unemployed at the moment, so like I didn't have to miss work because I'm literally not getting paid right now anyway. But yeah, fun times. But I did in that time I got really productive since I've just been home. Actually, my apartment, like the reason I had the background blurred is because it was
It's
so
gonna be a
dirty.
surprise. She's gonna unveil it like
It
maybe
was
one of these
so
weeks. She's gonna go,
dirty the
voila.
last time we recorded, and I was like, oh my God, it's a disaster back there. But and I just cleaned it all out, swept, mopped, everything's nice and neat. And then I got, because it's the beginning of the month, I got my bill for this month's my storage unit. And it's like $150. So I'm gonna have to just bring all them boxes and they're just gonna be piled up back there because like I'm like 150, like they went up. It was I had a special and it was a
Inflation
hundred dollars. It was $100 a month. But after you finish the special, then it
time,
goes
like
up.
after a year, it goes up or something.
No, I think it was 6 months.
Ah.
And so now I have to get my shit out. So now I'm gonna have a bunch of crap again, all in my living room. So my
Mm,
living room is gonna be my storage unit. So fun times.
wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe it's time to have we start posting stuff on like offer up or one of those eBay or something. We just start selling stuff off. Not that I
Well,
want to
I
sell a
just
lot of my stuff, but I'm just saying there's stuff that I could probably sell. I'm trying to
actually
figure
it's
out.
mostly all books. So what I wanted to do
Oh,
was
maybe we could build the
install
bookshelves.
floating shelves on my
Yeah.
walls. But I don't have money because I'm unemployed. So there you go.
So eventually
So
it's going to
they're
be
gonna stay
Lala's.
in boxes in my fucking living room until further notice.
It's going to be
And that's
Lala's library on the outside of your door next time.
oh my God. So I've been looking on Etsy, like they have all these crazy ideas, and I totally want to do that. Like, to make it look like a tree. So you can actually get like branches and then connect it to the shelves so that it looks, dude, it's gonna look fucking badass, trust me.
Mm.
But yeah, I need shelves and I need money to buy shelves and I need a job to get money. So
Right,
there
right.
you go. And that's what's
Uh,
been happening.
that's what's happening this
What's
week.
happening with you?
Well, it's been pretty. I don't know. I've had a pretty. I don't know. The week just went by. I don't like just talking to people. There's different things going on, but I feel like this whole week is just like I woke up and then the week is gone. Like it's gone. It's already. I don't even know what day it is today. I mean, to me, it's just everything's just happening so fast. Like there's a bunch of things happen. I don't know. It's almost the end of the year again. It almost feels like, we're going to be in the next year again. And that's how fast it's like, that's how I'm seeing things right now. So everything is kind of like, it's a flash
Oh
of
my
light.
God, it is
Bloop, bloop.
September. Holy crap.
Yeah.
I just realized that.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's almost the end of the year. So we're going to have to start over again for 2024. And we're still in 2023, but I'm already looking ahead. Um, yeah, no. So I just been chilling, been doing, just the helping out with smaller projects. I got something from, people asking for advice. So I kind of give it to them. And that's
What
that,
are you,
it's
fucking
very,
psychologists?
yeah, sometimes I have to be. I have to give advice on certain things. I mean, it's not like, for me, it's like more storytelling advice. So you kind of powwow and you tell
Oh,
stories. So,
speaking of storytelling, I started to take like a fiction writing class
oh,
online.
oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
So, and
Wait, is this
then
on the LinkedIn or
no, no,
no?
no,
It's a
no.
different
Yeah,
site.
no, it's in a different site. But um, yeah. So we'll see how. And so
Books soon to
that's
come.
actually that's what I was doing. Like, so I've been literally in my fucking room on my bed, just like sweating and just like sneezing and just just body aches. So what I did was I put up a like so right on top of my bed on the bed, like there's the bed frame and there's like a big old wall. And I was like, what am I gonna put there? And so I have this it's como plástico, it's like a little plastic thing, but it's for like schools or offices. And then it's like a dry erase board, but it's just like you roll it and it's taped onto your
Oh, it's
wall.
nice. It's a
Yeah, so
portable dry erase board.
well, it's not, it's just literally the sticky paper, but it's plastic. So it's the
Oh.
dry erase plastic
Yeah, but you
sticky.
write note to self, today I'm gonna do this. Don't forget this.
Well, when I was
Or
laying
goals.
there miserable and I was just like doing the thing, and so literally I have a big ass wall that I'm just writing all my ideas for stories and da 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 and like exercises for each chapter. And so then I get to
Mm.
see it in a big wall, and I'm like, oh my God, this is fucking perfect.
She's like a detective, but for her own story, so you can
Yeah.
figure out. You know what?
Well,
That's the same. You know what? When we're working on movies, and even though we have the script and the story and the script format, we take all the scenes and little moments that happen, we put them on 3x5 cards, and we put what happens there, and it's all laid out so that we can move stuff
oh,
around. So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
kind of like a
yeah.
detective.
Yes,
I'm gonna see if I
exactly.
have a board I can show you, but it's kind of cool. I mean, sometimes it's kind of crazy, but so you can visually see the story in
Right.
on 3x5
Well,
cards.
it also tells you how to organize it. And so literally what I created was well, because I have a note-taking chingadera on my computer. Because I
Mhm.
don't write, because I write really slow and really sloppy. As you guys have seen in one of the other episodes, one of my note-taking, and it literally looks like chicken scratch.
In the
Well,
Kubrick episode, we saw her chicken
yes.
scratch, which looked
And
like chicken scratch. It was like,
literally
you want somebody to read that? You can't even read it.
I couldn't
That's
even
kind
read
of
my own
nuts.
writing. And like, I'll give another example again for those of you who didn't listen to that episode.
It's like another language, and we don't even understand. But I wrote
Okay,
it. Maybe you're writing
okay.
it while you're in your sleep or
In my
something.
defense, I'm left-handed. So I don't know why it's just more difficult for us to write. I don't know why. It just is, okay? And just take my word for it. It's very difficult. So um yeah, so when I write, it just looks terrible, and especially because I'm thinking so fast and I want to capture everything, and I type really fast, but I can't write that fast. So, that's where
It's
I
actually
lack.
easier to kind of take notes on
So,
your computer and then,
okay, so here is
oh,
my wait, let me take off.
because your background is all messed up. So it's like
Uh,
looking at that, like, wow.
Hold on a second.
Uh-oh. Everybody avert your eyes. Hey, it looks all pretty organized. I don't
I mean, it's just my folklorico dress over there and my
That's cool.
painting.
I
But
mean, yeah. It's
it's
organized.
actually
It looks all in order.
it
Everything's
just
in order.
everything's just
Plant.
piled up in one corner. Just but everything. No, this was like filled with stuff. Like
It was filled to the top, and now
it
it's
was
not.
well, it'll soon be again because I have to move my shit out of my storage unit.
Right.
Anyway, so okay, you guys, now you can see an
Oh
example of what
wow.
my writing looks
Many types if before material are added to. Yeah,
I
that's
don't
really. You know what? We should put that on a T-shirt or something because it's just like people are like, "What's that?" It's a manifesto. Well, what kind of manifesto is? I don't know. If you can read it, you can make sense of it. Then it's good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I
that's cool.
tried. I
Hey,
mean, I was taking notes and okay, so this is what my note taking looks like if I write it. But so that's why I just have that note taking application on my computer and then I just like boop 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 type it up real quick and then
the way you
it's
do
just
your
like
notes.
when I
Yeah.
type, I type better. So okay, so then that's what I was thinking about doing. So like if I have a character, and so like literally I'm gonna start with a very simple, maybe three characters at maximum, and then do their background story first. Like, what is their background story? Who is this person? Blah, 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 blah. And then the next exercise is he's like, okay, do a what if. Like I was sitting earlier, I had breakfast and lunch in my balcony. And it was just like, what if as I was sitting there in my balcony eating my breakfast and lunch and then a fucking
Bumblebee flies in my food.
no,
No.
a airplane part falls in the building next in front of me as I'm watching it, like
Wow,
boom. Like, you know
that's
what I mean? Like,
it's more
then
dramatic than
what?
a bumblebee.
Yes, exactly. But he's just like, dude, just think of things that are just like as you're just everyday things that you're doing. And then like just think of any what if, whatever pops up into your head, and then make a story about it. Like just a quick blurb story about it. And so I'm just like, oh shit. And he's like, that way you can get trained on how to just come up with ideas. He's like, a lot of them are not going to be good, but at least you're training your brain on how to think and then how to elaborate on
Hmm.
that particular idea. So I was like,
Wow.
oh, okay.
It's kind of like Mad Libs, but for stories.
Yes,
Vibes.
exactly. Yes. And I didn't even know what Mad Libs was until just like super recently. Like one of the times I went to Costa
Wow.
Rica recently. And yeah, and my best friend's wife was like, "Oh, let's do Mad Libs." And I was like, "Oh, it's when I broke my foot." Yes. And I was out there. So that's why I went to go live out there because I broke my foot. And so, I had nothing to do except for
A mouse walks in the room and asks you for a piece of cheese. Then what?
I say no. Go to the grocery store and get me some more cheese so I can share some with you. Boom.
But the mouse says to you, "But I have no money, and what do I do if I walk in the store? People are going to run
I'm like,
because I'm a
dude,
mouse."
you're a mouse. You can go after hours, sneak in, sneak some out, and bring it back, bro.
But I'm hungry now. No, I mean, I guess that's kind of a boring thing. Maybe if the
Well,
the
in
mouse
my
had a like
mind, I always go to the very extreme. I'm always like I said, fucking, airplane parts
airplane
fall.
part fall out the sky. Of course, you got to remember that Lala loves the horror aspect of the whole thing. So I'd expect that her characters going to get caught in situations that you would never
No.
really find any normal human being part of. But we'll see. I'm excited.
I'm excited to start to develop characters. Oh. And also, he said you need to start reading like I guess I have a
Shakespeare.
website written down. No, it's, can you let me finish? Jesus. It's a website in the government that has the listings of all these jobs and their jobs descriptions. And then he's like, dude, just go through all of those, read them, and you'll find some shit that's really fucking interesting, you know? And then you can add that to your character. Like, what if this is some fucking random job, like something you don't even think of, like, I don't know. I don't know. I have to go look. I haven't looked at the website yet. But I'm assuming that there's a lot of jobs that we don't know about because they're not like your basic typical jobs, you know? And so he's like, just read through all the descriptions and then try to write a character that does this job. What does that person do? How do they wake up? How do they get ready in their routine to go to their job? Blah, blah, blah. Like what kind of what kind of personality is required to do this particular type of job?
Mm.
You know, so it's just like, just making you think in a different way that you'd never thought before in order to develop a rich character.
Imagination.
.com.
Punto com. Yeah.
I don't know. I've literally just it's been really cool. So that's what I've been doing. Like when I've been a hermit all week. Like I haven't gone anywhere. I haven't left my house just because like I don't know. I just really got upset that this person got me sick and I was just like, dude, yo,
That's
like
too
and
bad.
especially because if I would have had COVID, like I have this mini tour coming next weekend and yeah, and like fuck, are you kidding me? Like I'm not gonna lose out on like 2 days of dancing.
2 days. Who's the tour with? Los
The tigers,
the Tigers of
the
the
tigers
Norte.
of the north,
The Tigers of the North.
uh
That's cool.
aka los tigres del norte. Yeah. We're gonna be in Santa Barbara
So check out the Tigers of the Norte in Santa Barbara and watch the
and
Folklorico show that goes
yes.
on
Well,
as the
we're gonna
show
be
goes
dancing
on.
like 10 like we're the backup
Wow,
dancers. So we're gonna be on for like 10 dances. That sounds like, oh my God,
that's
I have to
a lot
dance
of stuff.
today, I have to dance tomorrow, and then that's it. And then we perform Saturday and Sunday. So one is in Santa Barbara, and the other one is boop, 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 boop. Oh, 9 and 10. Sacramento. There you go. They both start with it.
Sacramento.
Yee. Sacramento and Santa Barbara.
Are you guys taking a bus out there or flying out?
We're carpooling.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
that's a
Road
nice
trip
long
for the
drive.
weekend. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. That sounds like a lot of fun. But
Yeah,
price,
yeah. I
you know,
like I'm gonna be well apparently I found out in the last rehearsal that I'm gonna be with one of the dancers that sometimes come he has his own dance company and everything, but like, you know, because for some reason it's very difficult to find men folklorico dancers. So we have plenty of women, but there are no men. So like we need pairs to do our dances. And so anyway, he's fucking amazing. And he just told me, he was like, oh yeah, we're gonna be writing together. And I was gonna go out that night and I was like, oh, you're coming? And he was like, no, to the show. And I was like, oh, I was like, because I was about to go to West Hollywood. And I was like, sure, come on. You know?
go have a lot of fun out in West
Yeah,
Hollywood.
but I
Yeah.
didn't end up going out. I came home. By the time I got home, dude, I didn't get out of rehearsal. We did like a 3 hour rehearsal. By the time I got home, and then I was
But you're saying
stinky. And I took a
when
bath. It
you
was like midnight or one.
do you guys have the set list so you know what dances you're gonna be doing?
Hopefully this time we do. So last
Oh,
time
that's
they
cool.
normally send us a list, But last time they sent us the wrong list. So we did choreos for all the songs that we weren't going to dance. So
Oh, that's got to be a lot of fun. Where you're like, no, this is not it. This is the set. What are you guys like?
the day
Oh,
of,
okay.
literally the
Okay.
day of. And we had to just whip up a choreo on the
Oh
fly
wow,
on the day of and still look
man,
professional. You know what I mean?
and still look professional. Um, yeah, no, I actually went cycling today, and then so I came back. I was tired, so I took a nap, and that's why I'm a little tired right now. I'm like, oh yeah. So, but I just gotta do it more often. Much like when you're rehearsing, if you cycle more often, you can go further, farther, and faster. But something I started to do again. So kind of enjoying that. Um, yeah, this week looks like September the 15th. Wow, is it that no, it's not that weekend, right? Are you gonna be dancing for September the 15th or that, celebration for
There's
the
usually
Mexican colors?
shows. It's September is and October is really busy too.
Mm.
So, and December. Like we're coming up on like the busy season for Folklorico.
Oh, is it because of
The
I guess
holidays.
the holidays, people want to see
Hmm. Well,
dancing and it's
yeah,
lots of colors,
it's Mexican Independence Day coming up,
right?
and then Dia de los Muertos,
Hmm.
and then December, just
Do
all the
you have
festive.
do you have a favorite song that you like to dance to that you want to share with everybody?
Favorite
Wow.
song?
Yeah, what's one that comes to your mind, you know? Is there one that you like to dance to?
Um, I have to say right now, that we're doing for the show for Los Tigres is Mujeres Divinas.
That is
I
Divinas.
love the choreo for that. It's so dramatic. Like we have to really like, like so okay. The choreo literally goes with what the lyrics are saying. So so when you're dancing, you have to put like so much expression to your dance. It's not like your typical folklorico because it's different. It's just so different. Like what we've been doing with the tigres, it's just you have to really embody the lyrics of what they're saying with your movements, only with your movements. So it's not like they're speaking it, but you're moving it. So you're making it with your body, And so you're like with your facial expressions, with your fierceness or smiles or coqueteos or, winks or whatever. But you're embodying in form, like in your body, what they're saying. So I don't know. I'm really enjoying these shows with the tigers
With the Tigers.
with the
And
tigers.
hopefully they'll have food and stuff laid out for you guys so you guys aren't starving of snacks this time around.
No, they never do. But
Oh my
so
stars.
we take our own food.
Wow. That sounds exciting. Wow. So you're gonna have that this weekend coming up, and that's gonna be a big one. Um, yeah, just be safe out
But it
there.
should be fun. I
Yeah.
really, yeah, like I said, like everybody in the group is so super chill, and Terry, um, the choreographer and director of the group, she's fucking like she is like the chillest person. Like we have our birthdays are like literally a week apart. So we have the same personality. We're just kind of like, well, you know what I mean? Like, like just very
Mhm.
super chill, but she's so artistic and like you can see in her choreos how she really listens to the lyrics to create a body form that will embody the what they're saying. You know what I mean? Like just I don't know
How
if
does
I'm
somebody like if they want to join a Folklorico? What do they do? Are you guys like searchable on like? Does somebody go into
oh,
your group and say, "Hey, I want to learn how to dance. Show me," or do people have they been dancing the whole time and they just come in and they're like, "Oh yeah, you want to go pro?" I mean, how does this happen? How does this happen with the group? I'm
she
curious.
has
Like,
a
how does this like? Go ahead.
she has a training group. So you, if you want to become professional, she has a training group. So you come in and then you learn basic techniques and movements. She also does ballet because we have to do a lot of ballet. So you
Oh
learn
wow.
ballet and then just routine. And then once you start getting better, then you get like kind of promoted to the professional team.
Like the ABC team. So like the trainees or the trainee team. I mean, I don't know. Just
Yeah,
so
they're kind of like the understudies, you know what I mean? Like,
mm,
so emergency, but they're not fully, they're still learning, but like they're almost there, you know what I mean?
wow.
Hmm.
Wow. And so they train just as much as you guys, but there's
Oh
they're
yeah,
the like
yeah. No,
the yeah.
they train with us,
Oh
but
wow.
they also train like other days as well.
Because you
Like
guys
just
already
like
versed in all the other
basics.
moves.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
to do basics and stuff. And then she does teach also like, oh my God, it's the cutest little toddlers. Like it
Toddler
is the
folklorico.
cutest thing to see little kids like just oh my God, it's so silly. I love it so much. Like I love when she posts it and I'm like, oh my God, this is the cutest thing ever. I love toddler folklorico.
Mm,
Because they're all
toddler
just like
folklorico.
doing their own thing and just like not
And
paying
they're all
attention.
uncoordinated. Nothing's in sync, but they're having fun.
Fucking
Well,
great. It's just fucking chaos and I love it.
that might be a sight to see.
Oh, dude. It
Toddler
is it
toddler
is my
folklorico.
yeah, dude. That should be like I don't know. Like how they have like America's Funniest Videos and shit? Like Toddler Folklorico should be like its own genre of America's Funniest
Its
Videos.
own genre. And today they're doing this dance.
It's just the
Oh
cutest
my.
thing ever, I swear. I'm like, oh my God, this is so cute.
Are some of your characters going to be folklorico dancers and the kind of mishap and misadventures that you have while on tour?
I didn't think about that.
Oh, well, there you go.
I was
I don't know that
thinking
they, it's
more
like every city's a different adventure.
monsters or like,
Like Scooby Doo adventures. And at this stadium, it was haunted, and we had to practice, and we had no purge the ghost or something. I don't know.
no,
No,
I
no.
was not thinking about that. I was thinking more like drama, maybe with
Mm. Drama,
sarcasm, like heavy on the sarcasm.
drama, heavy on the sarcasm,
Yeah.
little comedy.
Okay. So, okay. Kind of like and I don't know if you've ever read or heard of the author Mark Tufo,
Tufuru,
Tufo,
tufuru?
Tufo.
No, tufuru.
He writes a lot of zombie. So I'm really, really, really into zombie. And so like I have read like literally I have like 30 of his books or something. Like I'm not kidding you.
Well, like zombie survival guides or like zombie
Well,
love affairs,
well, he has
love in
well,
the time of zombies. I mean,
are you gonna let me tell you?
maybe,
Can you let me
maybe,
tell you? Okay,
maybe.
let
Go
me tell
ahead.
you. So it's zombie, and then he has an offshoot that is like lichens, and then zombie and lichens meet, and then he has another offshoot that it's like vampires, and then like they all collide, and then they go into and then he has another offshoot that they go into like demon world and like puta, it's so insane. And so it's just
So,
like,
so the
but
whole underworld.
it's all of it, bro. And like, he first started off with just zombies. And then he was like, his
Mm,
wife,
I'm done.
yeah, no, his wife was like, what about if you just did like werewolves? And he was like,
Zombie werewolves.
no.
Ah.
And then, but like, it's just, dude, it has gotten so insane. It's great. I fucking love it. So I was thinking doing, and then the style that he writes, it's kind of like how I talk, like, or how he, like, it literally sounds in your head, like you can imagine how he speaks.
Gotcha.
Like it's just very like, and then he thinks exactly like random shit pops up into his head. Like even though you're having a fucking catastrophe in front of you, you literally start to think of all these other random things. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Buildings are burning, but you're thinking about, I wonder how the temperature of
Can
the
I
pool is going to
do
be
a
tomorrow.
marshmallow? Can I get a marshmallow so I can just like, since this building is burning, can I just, you know what I mean? Like I kind of
If I
really
had
want
a
a marshmallow
marshmallow,
now. You know what I mean? Like just go
some
off into like,
s'mores.
yeah. And so, but he does it in a very funny way, even though it's like very gruesome and tragic. I mean, people are getting devoured and eaten, and he's very graphic and detailed. But then he also brings so much fucking sarcasm and humor and just nuttiness. It's hilarious. I find it fucking hilarious. So anyway, yeah. I was thinking
Vampires, werewolves, and zombies.
more along those lines. I think I'm
I
more
see.
I think I'm more of
Are
a
you a
like
zombie
a
person more?
horror story writer. I think I would be more like a
If you were
horror.
one of those three, which one would you be? A vampire, werewolf, or a zombie? She's got to think about it. I love it. I'd
I
be a
would have to
vampire.
say a werewolf.
Gotcha. Mortal enemies, I
I
guess.
like
It's from what I see in the lore. I don't know.
I want to be fluffy.
Oh, I'm gonna have
Like I'm
fur.
like, oh, I want to be pet like
And I want to be warm when I curl up, right?
Yes.
Whereas vampires are cold, sleep in coffins, and got to be all at night.
Yeah, they're just really cold. I would assume they're like Europeans. Really cold.
Wow, they're cold like Euros.
They're
Oh my
not.
stars! Not
I
all
mean,
Euros are frozen,
like Latin Americans are, they
warm and
have
fuzzy
more.
because they're in the desert. It's hot. It's all hot.
What
They
are you
like
talking
the
about, desert?
sun.
I'm talking about the jungle, bro.
Jungle,
I'm talking about
desert,
Latin
jungle,
America.
hot. Yeah, yeah. There's deserts
No,
and
but
jungles.
their personality is it's more warming. Like, like when I was telling you that I went through Mexico hitchhiking,
Mhm.
you know, you don't get that kind of the people in Mexico, they're just like, oh, here, let me feed you, da, 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 and in Europe, you don't have that same kind of culture. It's colder. That's what I mean. It
Uh,
feels colder.
you have a buzz coming out from your microphone.
Yeah. It's not my microphone, it's the outside. Do you want me to close the doors?
Yeah, maybe closer. Like when you're talking, is
Well, I guess this is the perfect time for an ad break whenever we get those, if we ever get those.
yeah. Hold on a
Okay.
second.
Okay. Is that better?
Oh wow. Yeah, now she's got her hair up. It's clear.
Welcome back
This is
from our commercial break.
yeah, welcome back after our commercial break.
Yes. Well, I had to close my windows and I haven't been using the AC because I'm kind of afraid of what my bill is going to be like next month. So I'm like, I'm gonna put my hair up because it's kind of warm in here, but it's okay. My plants are fine. They like it. I brought the aloe vera
How
inside because
oh
she got cranky with me. She started to turn brown outside, and no le pega tanto sol.
oh
Literally,
wow.
like
But aloe
only
vera
in the
likes sun.
I know, but this girl, she finicky. So I was like, I came out and I check on them every day, and I'm like, oh, and by the way, my fucking garden is
Just pop it. Are you?
it's
Do you have herbs
popping.
too, or are
So
you
I
planting
have
some herbs?
kale, I have kale, I have
Kale's not a herb. Kale's, I guess
bitch,
it's a
I'm
herb, right?
telling you what I have, okay? I
Mm.
have kale, I have spinach, I have ruda, I have actually I took pictures of them. Let me see what I have. I have jitomates, like from the vine. I have
Mhm.
lilikoi and what else do I have? There's something else.
Is it green?
Everything's green, bro. Oh, cilantro,
Mm.
of course.
Oh, cilantro. There you go.
Cilantro, and I also have, I can think of it. But yeah, the little sprout. I was like because I go out every day and I make sure to see how the soil is. And I was just like, how are my plants? So it's kale, spinach,
You have your
cilantro.
list.
I have ruda. No, I took pictures of them.
Oh,
Like, progress. Oh, and lettuce. Like red leaf lettuce.
oh yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
fancy.
Of course.
As the other lettuce. That's not green lettuce. It's
But
red
my aloe
lettuce.
vera, and I haven't had an aloe vera in a really long time because, I didn't have a house for like 15 years. So finally, I got one that looked exactly like my old aloe vera. So,
Different name.
but está chiquita. Yeah, her name is
Uh,
Vera.
her name is Vera. Aloe
Vera.
Vera. Vera.
No, her name is just Vera.
Vera. Just Vera.
Just Vera. And so, you know, after like she was fine. And then one day she just turned brown and I was like, and like she started to turn pulpy like my other plant. And I told you like my apartment that I lived at, they had to do, like they put it under the tent for the pesticide chingaderas.
Yeah.
So I went to then my, ex mother-in-law's house and we all stayed out there at her house. And I left it in the front of her house. And bro, say it turned black. It literally
What?
turned into black pulp. And I told Tina, I was like, dude, you got some negative
I,
energy coming up in this motherfucking house. Like, you can't just be
I
letting people
don't.
coming up in here. And so she started to turn brown, and I was like, oh, hell no. And I'm like, there's probably too much negativity outside,
From the
like,
clubs and stuff. It's
yeah, well,
Hollywood.
people always, dude, I always see people get shot here all the fucking time, all the time. Like that is my everyday thing. And so I brought her in and I was like, oh no. And like I cleaned her like, her leaves and I added water and I was like, please. And I was like, I'm sorry. Like, and I put her next to my here, see.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah,
She looks
see, so there's
lively.
yeah, and next to the palm, that one she was on sale for $12. So I was like, okay, let's come home with me. She said she wanted to come home with me. So.
Gotcha.
And then, I got Sideshow Bob. I'll show you Sideshow Bob.
Sideshow Bob.
This is Sideshow Bob.
What?
And this is Ruby.
Wow, Ruby's getting big. She's got more leaves.
Hello. Okay.
Hello.
So yeah, those are and then I have my whole garden outside in the balcony.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you have a green thumb. I don't have a green thumb. All the plants I have are just like desert plants. So kind of they can
Ooh.
exist without any kind of
Yeah,
water.
the
But
only one that I have is aloe vera. aloe vera is the one that I love to have, but
Hmm.
normally for some reason I can't. I can't. I maybe I could do some succulents, but I
Mm.
can't do cactus.
Yeah, no, I
But one
anytime
thing,
I try to grow an
excuse
herb or
I
anything,
hate.
it just dies. It just I don't have a green thumb.
Oh my God.
I gotta try it one day.
I love gardening. And so that's why I was like so excited to have my own balcony. And then like the shelving that I put on there. So I have all my like little pots and they're all like, and then I have like a label maker. So I put the little labels and what they are. And so I was like,
When I
ah,
was a kid, I used to grow like carrots and all kind like radishes and stuff in behind my mom's house. As a kid, I did it and I was able to do it. But as an adult, I don't think I tried. I tried it, like I said, I tried to grow herb. You know the kind
well,
of herbs you,
when did you stop?
oof, a while back. I stopped trying to grow things.
Why?
I don't know. I don't have like the time or the time. I mean, I guess I could have a garden in the backyard.
Bro,
I
you
thought
have like
about
the
putting it all on
biggest
the
yard
side.
ever. And like you can do so much. There's so much potential to your fucking yard. And like
Yeah,
I
that
have
everybody
a
tells me
little
that.
tiny balcony and I am using that potential for fucking garden. And I don't even
Yeah.
have dirt. They're all just in pots. You have an
They're all
entire fucking there
aeroponics.
you literally have an entire fucking big ass yard
I know orange
that you
tree and
never use and that nobody
it's
goes except for
I
Rex
my dog, it's my dog's backyard. It's
domain.
his yard, his domain and his bathroom way in the back. I know. Well, I mean that's where he
No, I
goes, you know,
know.
way in the it's like he knows he goes to the furthest part of the house, like way in the corner, and that's where he goes. And then and it's kind of I mean, it's really for him, it's really for the dog. So I don't mind, you know, having green grass and having somebody mow it, but because I don't mow it myself. Like you have like you know, your a stand with all your pots and everything. I want to get one and put one in the back. I've been wanting to do that for a while. I actually want to get a greenhouse and just put it back there and grow different things because I did actually like to grow things before. And
So when was the last time you actually grew something?
it actually grew not that long ago. Like just like maybe a couple of months ago, I tried to get, you know, one of those herb packs that you buy that are live where you're supposed to put them in a pot and grow them. And they always just die. Like you don't need to do anything to them. And it's just like they're herbs. They're just supposed to grow and it's supposed to be easy. And I can't seem to even grow that. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to go any further than that. I can't grow this, then something's wrong.
No,
So
when was the last time you actually grew something?
yeah, it's been a long time.
When was the last time?
Maybe like, mm, I would say like 15 years ago, 10 years
Do
ago.
you remember the specific?
Yeah, it was chilies. I grew
What
lots
kind
of
of
chilies,
chilies?
habaneros, uh, red peppers,
Mm.
habaneros, different kinds of habaneros, and then some, you know, different chilies. Yeah, I grew a bunch of chilies. I actually had I had a growing contest with somebody at one point, and for whatever reason, we got into like because I started talking about like hydroponic growing. And I remember there was a time where I was like, I'm going to buy these hydroponic things. I want to grow things, but in hydroponic pots. I'm not want soil. And they're like, well, I think my soil, and it was like springtime. So everybody's planting stuff. So we're looking into seeds and what kind of things to buy. So we decided that we grow chili peppers. And the thing was, I was like, yeah, well, we bought a bunch of chili peppers. We're all like, same seed, same everything. They're all like, I'm going to grow them in soil. You're going to do hydroponic. Let's see which one grow better. I'm like, I go, you can't win. I go hydroponics in the beach you no matter what, because you're putting nutrients, it's under a light and everything. And they didn't believe me. So, and I even had one in my office. I had like a whole little, just to prove my point. I had a whole little like single plant thing in the office, and I was able to grow that chili pepper plant like really fast. It like grew and it gave peppers and everything. But at the end of the day, everybody was laughing because it was like those are the most expensive peppers that you can ever make because of what it costs to, you know, the setup. I go, it's not about the setup, it's just about growing it, you know. But yeah, when
See,
you think about
to me, like, and I understand the whole hydroponics situation. However, I like dirt. I like the smell of the dirt. I like to dig. I like to plant. I like that feeling of the soil. I like that. I feel like I connect with earth, with Mother Earth when I plant. Like I'm touching the soil, I'm touching the earth. You know what I mean? Like,
mm,
and it's qualities to be able to grow this food that I can eat. You know what I mean? Like, because if I take it out of that and put into hydroponics, then it feels like a
it's not,
machine, like a machine.
yeah,
Like there's no
it's a machine.
connection. There's no connection. And I
Well,
need to have the dirt connection.
I
I
think
don't
it's
know.
the dirt
But I
connection is
think
more
that's
a
just,
natural thing, but the I had a connection to the plant.
I
Like
am not trying
literally,
to
no,
super grow things. Like I am
no, but
just
that was the
fucking
whole thing.
testing shit out, for
I
right
still think
now because I haven't gardened seriously in at least 15 to 20 years. I
yeah,
haven't been gardening. And it's a passion of mine that I really miss. But you can't garden when you're fucking traveling because like where are you
right.
gonna garden?
No, same. I mean, I just want to, it's funny is that I have a friend, he deals with like micro. My friend tried to convince me to set up and this is another thing because I have friends who actually do grow things. Um, they're all like, we could put a greenhouse back in your backyard and we'll do microgreens and then you'll sell them. Let's do business, like selling microgreens to different things. And I have a friend who actually sells to restaurants, and he's like,
Mm-hmm.
"Yeah, if you got microgreens, I'll sell for you because everybody's always wanted those microgreens." And I was like,
Yes.
"Wow, I could have a business, but it's just like the whole. I don't like with what I do. It's not. I don't have the time, but I would like to. I
It's
do
not
like doing that.
conducive to your
No,
lifestyle.
well, I mean, you got to slow. Even when I'm remembering even when I did the hydroponics and I was growing, I wasn't just growing chilies, but when things are start to sprout and grow, you look at them and you're like, I have to take care of it. I got to watch it, make sure that the right nutrients are in there. And I became obsessed every day. I would look at the plants, make sure everything's fine, make sure everything's growing fine. But they grew so fast and so it's just
Bro,
like boom.
that's what I do every day. Every day I, wake up and I say hi to all the girls. I caress them. I'm like, oh, hi, baby. How are you doing? And then I
Yeah,
like if they si se están if they're empolvadas, like if they have dust.
dusty.
Yeah. I dust them off. I make sure I wipe all their leaves with the water and rag or not a rag.
Yeah, I remember even growing tomatoes as a kid. Tomatoes were
Yeah,
always
so
fun.
I'm struggling with the tomato. I dug it too deep and I should have put it up higher because you're only
Uh,
supposed to like
yeah, and
when
the seeds.
and then I yeah,
Is it suffering? Have you
yes.
seen that
So
app?
I
There's
I
this
took
cool
it
app
out.
where you take a picture and it shows you
I
like,
don't believe it. I
I
I
mean, I don't
don't
know.
like
I
I
saw it at one
honestly
point.
there's a lot of apps that they advertise one thing, but they're actually like, they just get your information.
They're just peddling your information and selling you a bunch of bullshit.
Well, it's just dumb, but like literally because you give them access to your information. So like they're really not
Mm.
giving you anything. You know what I mean? I don't,
Yeah, it shouldn't really be
I'm
too
very
hard to grow
cautious.
stuff. Sun, love, water.
Yeah. And so literally I was just like, oh my God. I was such a proud mom. I was just like, oh my God. Today I was just like, let me go check on them. And it's just like, here, I'll show you.
You know what? Just even
So
talking
this
about this is actually making me feel really good about like I'm
this
remembering. Wow, see, that's
this
amazing.
is kale. This is my kale.
Oh my stars.
And
Yeah.
then
I'm thinking
this
back when I was a kid
is
growing stuff. I
this
really
is my
enjoyed like growing stuff.
spinach.
Yeah,
So this is
that's
my
so cool.
spinach. And this is my cilantro.
I like how it's just like two things.
Yeah. And then this was the cutest one of all. It's just one. So I don't know if you'll see it, but it's just like one green dot right
What is
there.
that? Your
And
tomato? No.
that's my lettuce.
Oh, your lettuce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The lily koi and the tomato. I,
We'll
I
see
don't
how it
know.
goes.
We'll see how it goes. The
Are they in
tomato,
critical
yeah.
condition?
Well, I
Critical
brought the
condition.
tomato up higher because I could
Oh.
see some roots, but I'm like, you're too low. So it needs to be higher up in the soil. And so I brought it up and then I see some roots. So I'm like, okay. And I watered them today. I didn't check deeply for the lily koi, but I think I need to water the lily koi more because it's a tropical plant. So I think it needs
Mm.
more water.
Yeah, no. I'm even thinking I probably still have some stuff in the garage to start seedlings and things, you know. I have little nurseries where you start the seedlings and then when they pop out, you put them in the soil. You leave them in the cubes. They're like little wool things. I'll show you what I mean at some point. But
Hmm.
you basically start the seedlings in a little mini greenhouse with a temperature control pad, and then when they pop out, you put them in the soil or in the ground. I know
Never
it's
did
just
that,
like
bro.
machine
As a kid,
mechanic. No, not as
as
a
a
kid. It is a kid. We just dropped it in the ground and waited for it to pop up, and it said, "Don't touch
no,
the things."
as a kid, I would get beans and then I would have
Oh, I
little
love
jars
bees.
in my window with a cotton ball wet, and then boom, I would
Mm.
have like just like a whole row of beans. And then
I
when
think that was the
I would grow the bean sprouts, and then I would just be like, "Oh," and then be like, okay, and then do it all over
I
again. Like that was the
I think
most
that was the first
satisfying thing.
fascination that I ever had is with beans.
The most satisfying thing for me to do was to be able to eat because I love bean sprouts. Like I love bean sprouts so much. And so I would literally will have like a whole roll in my little window. And then as they would grow, and then I would eat them all, and then I would start all over again. Like, and then
Wow.
but I felt such satisfaction that I grew this bean sprout. You know what I mean? Like I did this for myself. Like I'm
Well,
eating
bean
what I
sprouts
grew.
are definitely really fun. It was like my
I
first
love bean
fascination with things
sprouts.
that grow. Aside from like my mom would always have like I don't know why. My mom would always have an avocado seed cut in half with toothpicks growing. I don't know who got them. I don't know who she gave them to because we had an avocado tree. And I guess people were always asking for avocados or avocado seeds
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. And my mom always grew them in like a thing of water. And I'm like, why are we growing these things, you know? And yeah, I mean, we wouldn't eat them, but yeah, she would give them away.
Because
So
people need avocados, bruh.
now avocados are, you know what? I'm going to grow an avocado tree. That's what I want.
Yes. So why
I
don't you
want an
have
avocado.
one?
I'm gonna get one from my mom's house and then take a seed and grow that. That's got to be awesome.
Continue
I do love
the
continue
life
the life of the tree
of that
because
particular tree.
I was sad
I
because I
told
had an
you
orange tree, but I guess they only lived like 70 years and my orange tree died out or dried up like, a few years ago. Um,
they only live 70 years.
yeah, or citrus trees live like 70, 80 years.
I was
Yeah,
not aware of this.
I didn't know.
Is this a fact?
Is this a fact? Let's
No.
find out.
Let me find out right now. How long do citrus trees live? Oh, okay, puta. There we go. No, you're
Oh,
right. 50 years.
yeah, I was wrong.
Didn't know
They
this.
live last. Yeah. So
Wait, why? I don't understand. Only
yeah, you would think they
50?
live forever, right? but they don't. Wow, we gotta do a whole list of things. Citrus trees. My mom had a lemon tree and
Well, I mean,
avocado tree.
I've ne okay. So in my defense, I've never grown trees because I never owned a house. So I can't grow a tree unless I have like land that I own to plant that bitch in. You know what I mean? So like
Lala's Farms, 3,000 acres
I am
of avocado
limited
trees.
to just vegetables and herbs.
Right, right.
I can't grow trees.
Yeah, I should have had a
Wow.
growing competition with you. Now that I think about it, I should have started growing my own thing so I can see if I can have a green thumb too. Maybe I'll have some luck.
Well, I'm not gonna do no hydroponics. Like that is
No, I'm not
way
gonna
too
do
fucking
hydroponics.
complicated. Like
I
that
don't
is
think I want to do
like
hydroponic anything, It's
honestly,
it's complicated.
that would take the fun out of gardening for me.
Uh
Literally. Because it's more like work instead of just enjoying, feeling,
Something
smelling the
natural.
dirt.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like I connect with the plant and I sit there and I talk to the plant as I'm like planting it. And it's like, oh, little baby. And like I seriously, I literally talk to my plants like they can hear me.
Yeah.
And that's weird. But
Maybe I'll do some
but
I'm gonna ask
I
about microgreens
literally
again.
like my plant. Look at how pretty she's doing. My Vera. She was brown, bro. Like the outside ones, they were fucking brown. And I was like, ah!
I gotta
I was
say,
just like, I did like an emergency like CPR type of thing. I brought her inside and I cleaned her off and then I gave her some water and I
are
was
you
like, I'm
listening to me?
sorry.
Are you
I'm
listening to
sorry.
me?
Are you
Talk to me.
okay? I'm like, I really did.
Oh my
I really and I was like, okay, maybe you'll be happier with the palm tree, like she can give you
have a
some
somebody else to talk
energy.
to.
Yeah, because
Talk to
like
somebody
the
new.
palm tree is very like vivacious. She is like happy, she's happening, and then she's like super depressed. She's fucking brown. And I was like, oh my God. So yeah. And then, dude, seriously, within 2 days, she's like,
Back to it.
I'm okay.
But I want to be inside.
Yeah,
As
so
she just say,
she's an
is she
indoor
having giving you
aloe vera.
attitude? Because she
Yeah,
wants to be inside.
this bitch is bougie.
She's like, I don't want to be out there. I want to be
Like,
inside.
excuse me, I'm
Mama,
an
I want to be
indoor
inside.
plant. Yes, precisely. And I was like, oh my God.
Oh,
But
it's a
seriously,
plant that knows what
I
she
literally
wants. It's a
felt like
plant with a cat.
I went into a triage type situation, like, oh my God, code red, code red.
She's got her own attitude. It's amazing.
Yeah,
Well, folks, that's
that's
that's a lot of plant talking. That's a lot of plant talking. So we should get into it again. We should have pictures of when when things are really grown out and you harvest, or I don't know if you're
well,
going to harvest
I can
everything, but
release a
a weekly.
kind of like, yeah, the progress of how my plants are doing. And I know, I don't know if you guys are gonna find this really boring, but I just love gardening. Like, I know it sounds boring as fuck, but I just, I don't know.
It's like
Seriously, I've done this since I was a little girl. Like my grandmother had wild strawberries in our backyard. And so I would always go back there and I would just be like, and like literally,
strawberries.
okay. That's one thing. If I am hiking, walking, whatever, if I see a fruit plant, I'm
I know you
gonna
want to take. You
steal
got to take a sample.
some of those fucking.
Hey, it's out there.
So I'm always taking people's fruits from their fucking trees. I'm like,
That's all
hey,
right.
if that
That's what
shit's
they're there
hanging
for,
over the fucking fence, I'm fucking picking your shit.
right?
But it's just funny. Like I did a century in Ojai, And for you guys who don't know, a century is a 100-mile bike ride. Uh, with a bunch of people. It's a help me out here. You know
It's a
what a
bike
century
ride.
is, right?
It's a bike. It's a yeah,
Yeah.
century.
It's a 100-mile bike
Under
ride,
by
but it's an
oh yeah.
organized. And so we went through all these avocado fucking place, like plantations that they have avocados. And literally, I was writing, and then I was like, there's avocados. And literally, I just stopped. I was there with my friends. And they're like, what are you doing? And then I just start stuffing my back pockets of my
Oh my
shirt because
star! Like
when you're cycling,
the
you have
two,
a
three
shirt that has back
pockets.
pockets. And so I literally I packed it with fucking avocados. And I was like, all right, let's go. We were in a like avocado orchard or something. So I was like, oh, these are avocados. And I'm like, they were outside of the fence. That's fair game.
And they're
I'm not
hanging over the
stealing.
fence. That's funny.
Mm-mm. They fell over the fence, bro. They were on the floor. So I was
Oh
like,
yeah, that's
hey,
definitely
it's on
fair
the
game.
floor. That's fair game.
Yeah,
Exactly. But
for
I
sure.
literally had to stop. And we were doing this bike ride, like you're timed. And I was just like, no, we gotta stop for avocados.
Yeah, that's one thing I speaking of timing, I got a bike computer today that I put on. I'm like, all right, I gotta get now I'm more obsessed with my cadence and timing more than anything. Whereas before I didn't have it, I didn't really care. I was just like cycling. But now I'm like, no, I gotta be like, I gotta hit like 80 or 77 and I gotta be at least 17
Well,
miles an
it
hour.
helps you
Yeah,
for your training. It really
yeah, for
does.
sure.
Yeah, like having a computer on your bicycle really, because then you can see like what can you maintain for a really long time, and then okay, I'm gonna push it. Can I push it to 23 miles per hour? Can I
Hmm.
push it to this? But I think this is a great way to to grow in your speed and maintain your cadence, like go a
Mm.
little bit more and then try to maintain that, and then go a little bit more and then try to maintain that, and that's how you start to increase it.
Yeah, I think with the riverbed, because I ride in the LA River, so every bridge I do like different intervals. So I maintain a high cadence for one bridge and then slow down to the next one, then the next one. So I go every other,
Mm.
it's kind of like fast, slow, and that's kind of cool. But I haven't really thought about that in a while. I mean, it's like I'm not racing anybody. I just want like a kind of nice speed and just get to where I need to go because I think it's been like 7 years now. So maybe 7 years ago, I went riding with a friend. I had come back from somewhere and I hadn't ridden with a friend. I think I rode like 70 miles with them. I did a really long ride. And then coming back from the beach, like, I don't know what happened. My shoulder started to hurt. And then I couldn't put any, I hurt my shoulder basically. And then ever since then, I think I could barely ride like 25 miles. And after 25 miles, my shoulder starts to hurt. Like I feel like this pain. So I don't know if I tore
How's
something
your
or if I got to go to the,
posture when you
I don't
ride?
know. I keep my
Because
back straight.
okay, that I was just gonna say that, like,
I don't hunch over.
make
I keep my
sure you
back
keep
straight
your
and
back
kind of like,
straight.
yeah. And that's actually
Hmm.
helping a lot, but
Engage your core
engage
and
my
then
core.
hunch or uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm trying to get to a point where I can at least do 50 miles because, you know, 25 miles is not very far. I can't even get to the beach and back. That's like not around, for me to get to like the beach, which is the closest beach is Long Beach, is 34 miles. It's 17 one way and 17 back. So I can't even do that without my shoulder hurting. And I want to injure it again. So I'm like really
Wait, where
careful.
does it hurt exactly?
Like here, it's like
Oh, are you
yeah.
right-handed?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is from your mouse.
Oh, you think oh, you think this is a mouse injury from doing this?
Yes. Yeah, bro.
Interesting.
It's
I
a
never think
mouse
about that.
injury. Yeah. Trust me, I
I
have
didn't think
carpal
about
tunnel
that.
and it started here and then it went
Oh shit.
here and then it went here. So I have, and then it's my one of my C3. So I
Yeah, you're
literally have
C3PO.
my C3PO.
I never thought about that, but I'm gonna
Yeah,
have to
it's
look
your
into that
mouse.
because,
It is your fucking mouse.
and you know what?
It is your
Since
fucking mouse.
COVID,
What kind of mouse do you have? Show me.
well, here's the thing. Since COVID,
Show
here's what I was
me
gonna say.
what kind of mouse you have.
Since COVID, but here's the thing. Since COVID, I've been using a mouse with the tail because I use
No,
a
just put it
trackball.
up again. I couldn't see it.
This is not a mouse. This is just a regular mouse.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
But
no,
I
see,
usually use a
I use
trackball.
the trackball because I can't do that because your wrist will fuck up otherwise.
Yeah. You know what? But you're absolutely right. Ever since COVID, I started using these regular mice, but I have trackballs everywhere. I got like literally, I have a box
They're
of like five brand
terrible,
new trackballs
bro. Use them.
because I don't like using it. But the
Especially, no, especially if you use, because especially
oh
for
my
you,
God,
because you are on your fucking mouse 24/7. You need to
this
use the
is it.
trackball. You can't
You're
use the other
absolutely right.
ones.
You know what it is that since COVID,
Bro,
I started a game more on the PC more often than not. So I switched out my trackball because I only use trackball for work. I'm just gonna put both of them there. And when I'm working most of the day, so I just use a trackball.
yes.
It's silly. But then I just switch it. Oh, I have this mouse. I'm just not gonna move it. I don't bother.
No, no,
Yeah.
bro, the
Oh my
movable
stars.
mouse, that is the worst thing ever for your fucking, especially if you work on computers, you need to have a trackball, bro. You need to, because then that way you're always stationary. You only move your fingers instead of moving your wrist constantly. And so when you fuck this up, then it travels and you fuck this up. And then it travels and then you fuck this up.
It's
And then
all
it travels and it fucks. And that's
right.
how I have a fucked up C3PO.
C3PO. Yeah. Well, folks, that's Lala's medical advice for today. Don't It's not real medical advice, but I'm gonna take it and see what I do with it. And I'll tell you how it works out. But I'm definitely gonna go back to trackball, and definitely gonna start training a little harder and riding further, further than what I am, because it's just fun. I enjoy it, and just like when I'm on the bike and you get it's like running. You get into this thing. I really enjoy it, and I'm really thinking like I forgot that I like to bike, so I stopped biking. Now I'm starting to bike again. But like you're talking about gardening, I used to love the garden, but now it's just like, well, is it really gardening? No, yeah, it's gardening. You're growing things like carrots, things like that, and I might just start that again and just kind of make that part of something that I forgot that I like to do. Yeah, I don't know if that's ever happening. Like you forget that that's what I like to do. Oh, why did I stop doing that? I mean, obviously, maybe if you don't have space or something, but sometimes you forget to enjoy the simplest things that you enjoy. And I don't want to forget those things. Could be just reading a book. But on that note, I think we should
Stop and
we
smell the roses.
stop and smell the roses for next week, because next week we'll have some other things to talk about.
Sorry, this episode was pretty scattered. I was sick and then I literally just quarantined myself. So I literally didn't go anywhere.
She's being a
Because I
responsible
was
adult by
like,
quarantining herself, by the way. I think if you're sick, please don't get anybody else sick. Stay quarantine
yes,
yourself.
please, please, even if you feel like, oh, it's just a cold, bitch, I don't want your cold. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, stay home. Stay home, even if it's a fucking cold, even if it's not COVID. I still don't want your cold. Like, just stay home, bro. Like,
Mhm.
period. Anyway, yeah. So this
Okay.
was our I guess random episode.
No, it's not so
Randomest
random.
episode ever. Yeah,
We
bro.
did some
We
dancing, gardening, and mousy.
exactly. How much more random can you get? But I hope you
So,
guys
folks,
enjoyed it. And
yeah,
like I said, if you guys ever have any questions or topics or anything you want to share, if you want us to read something of yours, please email us at stories@whathahappened.com and go
and
to our website at whathahappened.com, where you can just click on the links and email us
drop us an email.
and link
All right,
up to
folks.
all of our social media. So
We'll see you again. This is Richmo.
and this is Lala signing out.
Bye-bye.
Ciao. To follow us, you can go to whathahappened.com for a link to all of our social media and to read our bios.
If you would like us to read your story,
May it be funny or scary or just some hot cheese mix.
please email us at stories@whathahappened.com.